Do you suffer from a sleep disorder? We have Manshadi returning to the show from Manshadi Pharmacy with some ideas that you may have not thought of to help clear up your problem. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again, Susan.
Great to have you. We'll start first of all with a board that shows the 3 different kinds of sleeping disorders you can have. Some are a little less serious. They might be temporary because there's something stressing you out in your world. And then the other ones are a little more long-term. So here's sort of the rundown.
Yeah, usually sometimes we forget about sleep. You know, we talk about always diet, exercise, but sleep is very important. So we have short-term problem, as you see, one night or few weeks, and then a long-term problem, which we usually want to not to get that. So if you deal with the short-term therapy, short-term sleep disorder, so therefore it wouldn't become a long-term sleep disorder. And then we have also, I call it a structural sleep disorder, which is there is some problem structurally or chemically and so forth, such as, you know, people with the sleep apnea and so forth.
Would it be true to say if you don't address the first type, that's more short-term, that it could lead to the other 2?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So we want to make sure, let's say people that go to some kind of a stress, we like to deal with the stress, to take the stress out if it is possible. So it's not a long-term depression, anxiety, stress, so it doesn't become a long-term sleep disorder.
Right.
Sure.
Yes.
So that would be a one way to deal with, correct.
Okay. So we have some ideas for you to think about in terms of how to help yourself overcome this. We can throw up the first board on the screen here. Some treatments, if you will, Misa.
Correct. So, you know, if you have a sleep problem, you need to see a healthcare provider because sometimes it can be other problems that is causing the sleep disorder. But these are some of the things that people can do. You know, some people can do okay if you take a nap during the day and they can sleep at night still. But for most of us, we should not do napping during the day. Fluid and heavy meal before bed is not recommended. If we do healthy diet and exercise, but not exercise too close to the bedtime. And unclutter the bedroom. And, you know, make sure the temperature of the bedroom is correct. And, you know, we have to perhaps look at the good quality mattress and the pillow and comforter. We also talk about the caffeine and alcohol, limiting it and maybe decrease it. You know, some people have a ritual of maybe taking a warm shower and putting a pajama on, maybe reading something mellow and falling asleep.
Right.
These are some of the recommendations that can help, but there are others. Do you have more to show? Yes, we have things such as...
This is a big one, Misa. So many people jump into bed, get on their phones, they're scouring through Facebook, Instagram, etc., right? Not a good idea.
I'm guilty of that.
I'm guilty of it too.
That's right. We need at least 7 hours of sleep. People between the age 18 to 64, they need, you know, minimum of 7, but you know that's something that we need to remember. Cognitive behavioral therapy, which shows us is a talk therapy, which allows to be more relaxed. And get rid of the stress and so forth. Melatonin and magnesium are big. Magnesium is good, which we use it all the time. Valerian root, tryptophan, which is an amino acid, builds up the serotonin and also increases the different hormones in the body and the melatonin. Actually, it increases the melatonin and it helps sleep. Go ahead, did you want to say something?
Tryptophan, everybody talks about turkey and tryptophan, but you can actually use tryptophan in a sort of a pill form?
Correct. Okay. And also there's a pharmaceutical grade available, which people can use. Aromatherapy, lavender, some people use lavender, acupuncture and massage therapy. These are some of the things we use, but of course for a serious problem, we use pharmaceutical means, some of the benzodiazepine for short-term therapy, low doses of antipsychotic or antidepressants also used to help people to sleep when the other things such as those does not work.
Concern, of course, from a lot of doctors, I know, when going to prescribing sleep medication, highly addictive, the body becomes reliant on it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, some of them is correct, like benzodiazepine. We don't want to use it for for long term. We want to use it between 1 week or 2 weeks. But some people, they have problems. And we do use low doses of, as I said, antipsychotic and antidepressant, and those are no problem. If they can function better and they can live longer and not to be, irritable and other things that can happen as a result of not being able to sleep. Sure. So there is no problem with those medication. But benzodiazepine, sure, we want it in the short term. All the drugs, we want it in the short term therapy if it is possible.
Okay, out of time already, Misa. Can you stand it?
Wow.
Fast, yeah. If you have problems sleeping, if you think that your situation is not going to be covered off by one of the suggestions on the screen, Misa Manshadi may be able to help you answer your questions. Information is on the screen. 2 locations, one on the North Shore, one on the South. Phone numbers are right there. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.